And then did you swap it over? Oh, wait, it's on me. Okay, the camera's on me. What episode are we up to? Marco, by the way, is doing the cameras for the first time ever tonight.
Go on,
157. I beat you to it. Usually, I try and get the producer to say like the episode, so he interacts a little bit. But you know.
Oh, come on, Marco.
Yeah.
Like
Do your part.
The first day in the job.
Do your part, Marco.
7, yes.
Yeah, see, I was onto it. Yeah. So tonight we've got Duchess on, Danielle.
Yes.
And we've also got Simon on, Simon Park, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And so it's Perth House Project, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm Perth House Project.
And then we've got Bioma. as well.
Yeah.
So let's get this ball on the roll. So like, let's start off with Danielle. So how did you get into what is Perth House Project? How did you get into DJing and the whole lot? And then we'll jump over to Simon after.
Right. Well, I started off in Sydney in, I think it was 2018. Yeah, it was then. Taught myself at home. I had some friends sort of help me out along the way, which was great. Got involved with a crew over there called Dress Code. I was going to their parties already. I mentioned to them that I was practicing, and so a few of those boys, awesome guys, got me along to their place and just sort of gave me a few tips and pointers, helped out a lot, and then told me I was on to warm up for one of their events.
Are they on Facebook, Dress Code?
I don't know if it's still on Facebook. I don't believe it's still going, so it might not be.
No, that's
But
right.
they were a crew that started off actually doing like outdoor, like doof sort of thing, because they couldn't get any gigs in Sydney. And then suddenly they just started putting on really good parties. They started a resident night at King's Cross Hotel. So that was my first gig. I warmed up. I was not ready in any way. I was literally like thrown up there and I was not in any way ready, but I think it's the best way to do it. And yeah, they were pretty affiliated with Chinese Laundry, so we did a takeover there, which went really well. It was such a buzz, and I'd been going to the club loads, just partying, so it was pretty surreal to play there. And yeah, then a few of us, most of us, sort of got on as residents for a little while, which was great until COVID, really. Yeah. So yeah, that was great. To play for some really cool nights, support some cool internationals. I think, I'm trying to think of like the most memorable night, but they were all really, really great. I got to play the Pawsa night, which was probably the most packed night, actually. I remember being really overwhelmed because it was full to the brim, and I was not even a year into playing, so. And
they're just like thrown straight in the limelight in a way.
Yeah, well, I'd done a few at that point, but yeah, I did not feel ready, and it was not my best set, if I'm brutally honest. Actually, it was the first time I played on Allerton Heath, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I had to just
they're pretty complex.
Yeah, well, I had just never seen it before. I literally hadn't even seen it, and played on Pawsa night, which was like there was a line fucking all the way down the street. Like it was full to the brim.
And so was it like a Zone 92 or something like that?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the 92.
Because we played on one of those at bloody Major's party, right?
Yeah, he used to.
We got pulled that up. Zone.
Yeah, that thing is so complicated.
I mean, it is like a spaceship. I don't mind it as much now, but I think I definitely prefer Pioneer, but
yeah, it's out there though, because it's got like the highs, the mids and highs. Then
you've got 4 channels.
Did it have 4 channels?
Yeah, they should have
it really. Yeah, no, it's got the 4 channel EQ. Yeah.
It's just it's a little
some
different.
Other buttons, and you can have other things turned off and on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a lot more going on.
It was definitely a bit much for like, not even being in a year into like playing out. Yeah, so that was fun. But where am I up to?
And then, then you came over here then? Or?
Yeah, so COVID happened. I was like, building nice momentum, playing a lot, and starting to like, I think get booked for nights where I could play the music I wanted to play and really go at it, which is always nice. And then COVID happened, so we didn't play for a long time, and I practiced like loads during COVID, as you do. I think I started to figure out the style I really wanted to sort of push with, and I figured that out during COVID. Like I found it sort of was doing a lot of research with music and finding new artists that I still now love and I'm obsessed with. So that was one good thing about COVID. But otherwise, I didn't play for ages, so I definitely lost like all of my confidence before I came here.
Yeah,
so I hadn't played out.
Like
it's so different.
If you don't play for a while, then it's like you go back
and
up.
You can practice at home. It's so different to playing out. Like the more you're playing out, the less you're getting sort of anxious before, and you're a bit more relaxed. You loosen into it a bit more. So yeah, I did my first. Actually, Aaron M. Bless him, legend.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron.
We love Aaron.
Can you pull up Aaron M?
Pull him up.
All right, move over this way a bit more.
Yeah,
go on. Yeah.
He was a legend and gave me my first opportunity to play here in the bush. It was an experience. I actually had a virus going there, which was not so fun.
Okay.
It was not. That wasn't an experience, having a virus in the bush.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fun.
But I wanted to play, so I was like, no, I just gonna make this happen.
There he is.
There he is. There's a big man.
Such a legend.
Yeah. It was the Wildchild takeover at Twisted Jar. So that was cool to do that, and sort of been slowly building, playing for a few different crews around here. And I guess, I started Perth House Project almost about a year ago now. I think the idea sort of
similar
came
time
about.
to Bioma as well?
It was just a little bit after, actually,
Okay.
yeah. Just really wanting to, I guess, share the style of music I love, and to try and, just to do events focusing in on that style and being sort of, I want to be, try and be quite strict with the style. There's no open format for me. It's really, really focusing on the underground side of
house music,
house and
chunky
tech house.
Rolling tech house.
Oh yeah, that's.
But see, tech house has just started booming recently.
Yeah,
because it's always been around. But I found tech house from like 7 years ago, or like, you know, like a while ago.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah,
I think.
it's like back then it was just kind of just mellow, chill background noise. But now it's just like it's pumping. Like it's pretty sure because you were telling me it's like the number one thing. Well, Marco was telling me it's the number one thing being sold on Beatport at the moment. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's just blown up.
There's definitely a massive range, and even within like that genre now, I think I see subgenres within the genre, which I believe there are. Pretty much every genre has that. It seems.
But there's just so many genres amongst genres.
There is,
genres,
and like
genres,
what is what, you know,
yeah.
what is what. But I guess I just have. For me, I would describe what I like: really vibrant, underground focused tech house.
Yeah,
that's what I would call it. Sort of fusing between minimal but like you've got minimal, you've got really sort of chunky, sort of really hard hitting tech house, and then you've got this really beautiful space in between. That's me.
That's the vibe
what I
you're
like.
going for.
That space in between.
So then, what about you, Simon? So like, how did you get into music? Like, where did it all start?
Might be a lot shorter journey, even though I've had a lot more time. But I guess I've always been a music fan. I go back to starting my raving days in the late 90s.
Oof, okay.
Yeah.
Where were you going to like back then?
Well, not many people know it, but if Paul Larco is listening, the Opera House in Bournemouth in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, massive nightclub.
Let's try and find that.
It might still be called, or it might be called the Academy. So it was an old converted opera house, hold like 2,000 people. But it was in my local town.
Okay.
And you get Sasha, you'd get Paul Van Dyke. I mean, some of the lineups were insane.
Like that, or any of those?
The Academy. That's it there, down in the middle. The one, second line, second one in from the left. Academy.
Oh no,
Oh, that's it too. Yeah, that's the inside.
2,000 people in there.
It's sick.
Another
So
room.
good.
There was another room behind, so that was the main room, and you had 3 floors, and then there was another room at the back as well, which held like 600-700 people.
Yeah, that would be
So good.
nuts.
That's where my clubbing days started.
Yeah. What type of music would they play there?
So you had Fridays. Thursdays was Hot and Horny. Fridays was Slinky.
He was there every Thursday.
And Saturdays, I can't remember, but we were literally there Thursday, Friday, Saturday every week for like 2 years. I think.
Really?
And
so
then
just locals then?
I left Bournemouth and went to Spain. I did a couple of years in Ibiza. But all this time I was just on the dance floor, just enjoying music.
Where were your favourite places in Ibiza then?
My taste for probably more the funky side and electro really grew then. One of my favourite nights in Ibiza in that period was 2004 was Garland's.
Okay.
I used to go, because I used to take guests to events, would take guests to Amnesia on a Thursday, which was Cream.
No, it's not a car.
Yeah, no, I'd take Amnesia Thursday night was Cream. One of the best parties is actually their birthday, and that was Paul Van Dyke, Paul Oakenfold, and Tiesto, all on the same lineup.
That would have been nuts.
That was insane. Yeah, that was a good lineup. But
hanging out with superstars.
I preferred my funky then, so I'd go to Cream for about an hour and then leave and go back to St Anne to go to Garland's. It'll be like half the crowd. It'll be really quiet, but I just prefer my funky house. And then,
what's it like getting? Because I've never actually been to like a 2,000
Amnesia's insane.
club. Yeah.
Amnesia.
Was the water expensive?
Yeah,
Because I've heard rumours about all that.
€15 for a bottle of water. Back
That's
then, I mean,
nuts. Like 30 Australian dollars almost. Yeah.
But if you could train your stomach,
Water.
you drink the tap water. You'll be sick for a few days after, you'll be fine. But yeah, so that's really, I spent a lot of time on Ibiza. Then festivals was really then my go-to when I stopped working overseas. So I've been festivals in America, some here. In the UK, I've done a lot of the big UK ones. I went to some in Europe.
What were some of the big ones in UK?
So Glastonbury.
Okay.
I've done Creamfield. No, I didn't do Creamfield, sorry. I did V Festival, which was, one was in Essex, and I can't remember the other one was up north. So is it like
V of...
V Fest is in Virgin.
Okay,
yeah. So Virgin used to do festivals.
I was about to say like V Energy Drink, but
no.
V Virgin. Okay,
yeah. So then also Leeds and Reading I did. I think Glastonbury I did about 4 years. So yeah, that was amazing. I mean, 250 1,000 people sometimes at Glastonbury.
That's
it's
crazy.
insane crowd.
Yeah.
Insane.
You just get
festival.
lost amongst everyone.
Yeah, there's a story about my brother, but we ain't got enough time to go into that. But he actually got lost at Glastonbury on the last night.
He got actually
I
lost.
told my friends not to lose him, and they lost him. But I guess that moved. Then I come to Australia. A lot of my friends who are already DJs, we went out camping a couple of years back, and we took our own rig, like a mini lads getaway, music and everything. And there was only 2 of us in the crew that didn't play, and it was like we were requesting music, and they were like, "Put it on yourself." So I was like, "Okay, I will." And 8 months later, not 6, 7 months later, I taught myself to DJ, and then here we are now. So yeah, we've created Bioma, which is we do our own events, more different to Dani. We're on the melodic, deep, progressive side of house. We've started on the rooftop in the city doing rooftop gigs where we had actually funky. We went through all levels of house. Then
What rooftop venue?
Golden Boy J Girl.
Okay.
It's actually on St George's Terrace in the city. So we did about
On St.
5
George's
or
Terrace.
6.
Can you pull up that as well? 'Cause
Yeah.
we were talking about that before, but like, that's a dim sum place, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But they've got a really cool little rooftop.
Okay.
So we had a couple of parties on the roof down there. And then I've done a few little smaller bush parties, but then we launched our first proper festival this March, Labor Day weekend, out in Bully. So we had like 240 people.
Whereabouts?
It's on Brookton Highway, about
Okay.
just over 2 hours, 20 minutes outside Perth.
Yeah,
We did, from Friday to Monday morning.
Sweet.
2 interstate acts. We brought over Connor Mack and Funk Form from Melbourne.
Okay.
So yeah, that
Can we
was
pull
cool.
up Connor Mack and Funk?
Funk Form, yeah.
Funk Form, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 2 DJs we brought over.
It's pretty cool though, because it's like, so Danny's like doing like more the nightclub scene,
Yeah,
and then you're
yeah.
doing the more festival scene.
Yeah.
Then
So
you
we
work
do
together. Like,
Yeah, we do city. We are doing city events. Our next one is actually the end of July. We're bringing over again 2 interstate artists from East, Eric Loon and let's hope I get this right.
Could you, pull the mic in?
Zanky Galati and Eric Loon.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the end of next month.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's progressive. 2 East Coast progressive heavyweights are coming over, so that should be an awesome event.
Have you
Tickets
ever
on
booked
sale now.
internationals as well, Danny?
Yeah, well, we had, so a few weeks ago, over the long weekend, we had Max Chapman.
Okay.
So that was really special for me because he has definitely influenced my taste in music. So yeah, when I got the email through that he was coming from Thick as Thieves, I just did what I could to make it happen.
But then, so
And
like,
we did it. We did it with Lockdown Promotions.
Oh,
So
really?
it was
Okay.
us, Perth House Project, and Lockdown. So it was a great team. Yeah, it was a midnight. Like the vibe there was just really good.
But then, like,
Yeah.
how do you guys go about booking international DJs? Like, do you just buy part of the leg of the tour, or do you, like you said, you got emails?
Yeah, you do it
or-
through agents.
Through
I just
agents.
sign up. I've signed up to Thick as Thieves. I know Simon's also. Well, he actually got me onto that.
Yeah, you just sign up. You've got a handful of East Coast agencies that deal with all the bookings for
Yeah.
everyone. So, unfortunately for Perth, we generally get the last pickings.
Yeah, it's so
because East
unfortunate,
Coast,
yeah.
East Coast will concentrate and dominate
Yeah.
the tours,
Yeah.
and
It's just
we
whenever they
get
can come.
whatever's left over of the leg, and you make it work. If it's somebody you want to see, you know, we've got to try and give Perth scene as much
Yeah. life as
effort
we
and
can.
exposure as you can. So
See, it's so
about
silly 'cause
using
it's
those
like-
opportunities.
Because like in Perth, it's like we've got such amazing community. We've got so many talented people that, you know,
Yeah.
throw events and do this and
Yeah.
do that and, like, you know, make really cool music and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But then we're so isolated from
Yeah. I know.
everything.
And population. It's just a
Yeah.
small population in general.
That's
so
it. We're just like a big country town, basically.
yeah, we've got
Can-
probably, you know, so many people doing things, as many as over east, but you've just got a lot more people over there to go to the events.
Yeah.
So you got to push a lot harder you really got to push for events here. It's hard
Can you pull
to,
the population of Perth up? Because it's like we're and then like compare it to like Melbourne and Sydney and stuff like that. Because like it's
so small.
yeah, we literally 2.14 million people, but then like we're a fully developed, you know, state, like a fully developed city, the whole lot. Like
And it's so spread out too. Like
Yeah.
Perth is really spread. So
We're half Melbourne.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
you
crazy.
know, it makes a difference.
Not what Sydney will be.
Sydney probably, yeah. Even more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
the same.
But that's what's so nuts, though, right? But then, like, you know, it's so easy just, like, say if Red Hot Chili Peppers come over, they just go over and do the East Coast because it's just so much easier for them to hit all those cities on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But we were just so far away.
I think we are slowly making ground. So, you know, there's crews in Perth now we are making our names with international artists slowly.
Yeah.
Start, you know, getting bigger brands. We worked with AAE last year and brought Marsh and Latrell to the court.
Okay.
And really
Can we
showed
have a
them
look at him?
guys. Marsh.
Okay.
Yeah. So and Latrell, so it's Eric Latrell and Tom Marsh. But they're part of Anjuna. So, and we showed them guys a good time, and I think, you know, Anjuna know that we're on the map now with Anjuna in Perth. So yeah. So
But then, so with that, like, is it expensive to bring an international over? And then, like, do you like adjust the ticket sales, like?
you just work around the cost of the event.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to work out your ticket prices. Yeah.
Because it just seems like sometimes, like, trying to make an event, it can be like such like a risky business. In a way.
Yeah, it is. International's a huge risk.
Yeah.
But you do it so you can build something.
Exactly.
So you're not like gonna do an international thinking, okay, I'm gonna make money out of it. You're literally like, if you'll be happy to break your costs, like you get to break even, you're gonna be happy, but it's to build the name and. Well, for me, it's to bring someone over who like is an important DJ in my eyes personally. If I'm the one putting I'm the one putting the money into it. I want to care. Like, so there has to be personal. Otherwise, why bother? Because it's a massive risk. It's got to be personal, and you have to care about it.
But then, like, have you had like attendees to your events actually turn around and be like, "Oh my god, this is just so good! Like, I've always wanted to see this person, and like, you know, you guys brought them over. Thank you so much." And stuff like that.
You get it all the time. Well, you know, I mean, for the amount of events you do, you normally get it. For me, that's part of the reason for doing a lot of things. Mainly more, I look at our festivals because the festival is a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hard work that goes into a one-day event, but when you're doing a 3-day event that's not in the city and you've got to set up and build, and for us it's a week minimum, like on site, but you're talking 5-6 months before.
Have you ever had it like rain during one of the festivals at all?
We did, not our official ones. We did a smaller unofficial one with we only had like 60-70 people turn up to it the year before.
Not bad, like.
And we did it in, I think it was June or June.
It was literally about this time a year ago.
And the tent nearly took off. We had a storm come through. The ground got so wet, the pegs were lifting out the ground. The tent was starting to lift up, and we had to do some emergency rigging to strap the tent down because everyone was still under the tent dancing, enjoying themselves, and the tent was literally floating.
That's nuts.
But you got like 15 grand's worth of sound equipment and lighting underneath the tent.
But like, did you waterproof stuff? Like, because I mean, with sound equipment, you can't really waterproof it.
Nah,
right?
it was too late. We didn't expect it, so it come through. Unfortunately, in the end, everything was turned out okay.
No,
but
that's good. Then,
yeah, it was. We got through, and in the morning we come out and was like, yeah, we made it. You know,
but still, that's an adventure. It's experience.
It is experience. Yeah, and we learned from it 100%. But for me, especially after our last festival, for a couple of weeks after I was just out, and people were coming up to me going, "Hey, you're the guy from Bioma," and they were like, they're saying like the festival had so much fun, it was amazing, can't wait to the next one. You know, and that's the thing that gives you
it's
the
so
best.
rewarding, right?
Yeah.
Because then it's like, you know, throwing like an event and nightclub as well, and then people just go there, have so much fun, and then also the same thing with the festival, like.
Yeah.
But then, like, is there like a crew together? So like for you guys, there's like, you know, to be able to do the festival, it's like there's
so like
just
4 of us who run Biomas, myself, and Dani, Ash, and Paulie.
Yep.
And then
I see you are a power couple.
Danny.
Oh, no, not me. No, the other Danny. The other Danny.
It's confusing. You've got Danny
boy.
Danny boy and Danny girl. Yeah, so Danny boy. So yeah, it's 4
It
of
is,
us.
everyone gets confused.
4 of us are on Bioma, but then for the festival this year now, because that was a learning curve from last year, we didn't bring enough people and delegate enough work out. Tried to do everything ourselves. But we've already got people in now who we know we're bringing in to give us support, because you can't do it all on your own.
But then, like, what's the process, say, like, to, you know, so for Dani, like, what's the process for throwing an event then? Like, how, like, do you just go, okay, like, pick out a date?
Oh, I'm still learning, if I'm honest. I'm still learning it, you know, I've only been at this, like, not even a year. So, I mean, I'm personally still learning.
How many events have you thrown so far?
Just a few.
But still, like, that's
maybe
still good,
like
though.
5.
That's impressive, though.
Yeah,
it's 5 events. Like.
Yeah, it's like I think that was the 5th one, or maybe the 4th. No, Anyway, slowly lost it.
A few, yeah.
Anyway,
I can
so
tell that you get
4 or
lit at your
5.
own events.
4 or 5. Oh, wait, no, I think it's 5. We have another one next week. Another one next week. So,
next week.
Yes, for at the Leedy precinct.
Oh, really? Okay. At the Red
the
Room?
same place as the Soon one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the week before.
Oh, really?
I'm back there 2 Fridays in a row.
That's nice. That's awesome.
I'm like, I'm back again.
Yeah, because we've got the fashion parade.
Yeah.
So
So it'll be the same space.
Yeah.
We're using Evergreens and the Red Room.
Okay.
They're like, we're not using the terrace area, but yeah. I guess the process, it depends. Like if you're, I guess I learned with the Max Chapman gig, we're booking international, like that's quite a process. Just like the whole, the back and forth. You know,
emailing and
you got to book it, and then you got to, sort of offer a price, but then you need to have a venue to go. You need to have a venue in mind, and then offer a price with a venue in mind. Once you've confirmed venue, if they've got a few offers, they're going to pick their favorite venue.
Oh, really? The international?
No, not the agency.
The agency, okay.
Yeah, so that's what happened with us.
Really?
Yeah, so that's what they say. They're going to pick out of the, usually you got people throwing offers in. You guys would know too.
Yeah, okay. I had no idea with that.
Whatever's best.
Yeah.
Or like usually they're looking for the best venue because they want the artist to.
Yeah.
The artist probably has an idea where they want to play maybe, but they want the best because they're trying to do the best for the artist, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, you obviously lock it all in, and then it's just a process of getting your artwork. With the international, it's waiting for them to send you the press pack, and then getting the artwork out, then getting the event out. Your mega ticks.
So then, do you ever do like the graphic design work or anything like that at all? Or?
I tried once.
Yeah. It's pretty full on sometimes, right?
It was hard. I think everyone's using Canva now, so I feel like that's the way to go. It seems a lot easier.
Yep.
With the Canva app, which I didn't know about that. Simon put me on to what he had been doing stuff on. I did it for it was a small event, so I thought I'll give it a go. I actually it was cool to do. It was good to learn. I found it okay to do, and I found a really cool background that I really liked, the colors and everything. But what I found hard was the sizing. That was like the hardest part for me, making the sizes right.
Okay.
The pixels needed for your Instagram square, your this, your that.
Can we pull up Canva as well, please?
But apparently Canva's what I think people tend to be using now for it, which I probably should have just used that, but I didn't know about it.
So was this with Canva here? Or?
No, so we got Beck from Concept to do that for us. Yeah, no, we were like, we got to get this done properly.
Yeah.
We want to put our best foot forward. We want it to look really good.
That's it,
and to be honest, right now, I don't have the time to be faffing about with graphics. If I'm honest, I'd rather just... Well, it depends, but we were all happy. There's a few of us involved in that, two brands, so we're both going to pay money towards getting that done properly.
But that's exactly, you have to have
it's time consuming. If you don't know what you're doing, it's time consuming. Like if you've done it loads, I'm sure it's not as. But me at this point, I only did it once. So I don't have the time to be faffing about. But now that I've heard about Canva, I may give it a go at some point again.
Yeah.
On Canva, if it's a little easy to use. Apparently, it's easier for the sizing. So for me, that was the big thing. Was actually this managing the sizes. Like you said before, like
Instagram,
getting your Facebook banner, like that was a bit of a head case for me.
Yeah.
The rest of it I really enjoyed because I liked creating something visual that, for me, I wanted to try and represent the musical vibe through the so I like
through
that.
the art. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind doing it again, but if it was a more concise way of doing it.
Well, what about you, Simon? So how do you go out with Bioma? Like, because being a festival, like, are they legal areas? It's just a friend's farm or something? Or?
With your international artists, a lot of them will want to see the flyer.
Okay, really?
Before you launch to approve
I forgot that part.
Flyer.
Really?
So you can get a flyer created. They might say, no, we don't like it.
Really?
Or
And then you just have to change the flyer? Okay.
So sometimes in that way, it'll be easy just to get somebody who knows what they're doing to do it. I have done a couple of ours and sort of had to play around, but then we'll sort of done it and then sent it to somebody to tweak.
Okay.
So I just for me, it was just like a learning curve, and
but
it was just quite fun doing it.
Are they picky on the lineup though as well? Like who's
no,
okay.
they don't.
Just
they
the
don't
look
generally
of the
know
flyer.
who the lineup
No,
is.
they
You
wouldn't
can book
even
anyone
know,
local, they don't know.
Yeah.
So you can have anyone on. It's just about making it look aesthetically pleasing, I guess. Yeah,
because that's it. It's the marketing side of it. It's being able to any man and anybody could literally just go on Facebook and just see like, damn, that looks good. I want to go check that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But then it's like that's converting, a Facebook look to being like that looks
To
like a
actually
fun
buying a
event.
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I chose the image for this, and I started, and then we sent it off to somebody else who tweaked it and finished it off.
So what is that image?
We've had a few
jellyfish?
conversations. Like it's like a 3D green jellyfish or
Yeah, it kinda
something.
looks
I think it's a
don't- yeah,
jellyfish.
I don't know. Probably
It's a jellyfish for sure.
I'm not 100% sure what it is. Just a cool image.
Yeah, that's it. But then, like, where did you find it?
Just there's
Google
little
or?
programs online, where you get free image. Like, you just go in and you put like what you want to find, and it brings up loads of
Unsplash.
Unsplash.
Unsplash is one of
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good
Can
one.
we
It's
pull
just
that
a
up? Unsplash?
free directory for images.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever just dived into like the whole world of AI generated images yet?
I haven't yet, but I was
I
impressed with
had
the
to
one
play.
that
I had to go.
was it
Yeah.
Mitch who did it.
Yeah,
the one.
that's it
I
for
was
the
quite
fashion
impressed
one.
with that. I thought you made me look really good.
yeah.
Go on,
Yeah,
go.
that's it.
I've not tried it though.
But so yeah, if you can pull up the Soon fashion parade, right?
They're pretty
then-
funny to be fair.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, have you seen them as well? The AI generated
I've seen
photos.
her one, yeah.
So I think most of them are up now. It's actually so funny. I found this out the other day. Marco found this out. But if you Google fashion parade in Perth, we're literally listed on Google as a second result as a fashion after party. I think we're calling
Yeah.
it fashion week after party. But there
Because
is no fashion week.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
I
fashion
thought
parades
that.
in Perth, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Yeah.
So you'd come up as the only hit because there is no others.
I wonder if there you go. So look, there's Josh. That does not look like Josh. Like, and you got the image of what it's based off in the corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right click and view image if you can. Or open image in new tab. Yeah, and then control zoom in. Yeah, so then scroll down. How does that look like Josh? That looks like French Josh or something like that. Yeah. But then see if you can find the other ones. Yeah, and so look, there's Dani there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like me, unfortunately, but
Grand Theft Auto.
if only.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm gonna go break into someone's car.
But I think the horses are funny. I do wonder where the horses come
Grand
from.
Theft Auto.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the
Hey.
that's the logo for Soon. We just do a unicorn. Like,
right. Yeah, of course. Okay, now I get it. That's where the horses are from.
yeah. So every single image has.
They've all
to
got
have-
the horses. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll plug it at the end. But then, so talking about ticket sales as well. So, like
Last minute, Perth.
last minute.
Last minute.
It's always last minute. That's what
Well,
I wanted
from my
to ask.
experience, from my limited experience, I don't have that much experience, but yeah.
Is that the
last
same thing with
minute.
festivals as well?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But
Yeah.
then, like, when you
We
say
don't like
last
committee
minute,
here.
like last week or last 2
Like
weeks? or-
day.
Really?
Day, yeah.
Last week, really, probably 10 days.
Okay.
7
I'd go as far as
days,
saying
but-
day.
Yeah.
But then, like, so then with that, like, it's just a digital booking system to get the ticket, or do you guys do hard copies or anything like that?
Nah,
or
just
Nah,
electronic.
online.
Just
Yeah.
electronic.
Use
But door
Eventbrite to
sales
take
too.
over.
People
Yeah.
love a door sale here.
Yeah.
People want to decide on the night that they're going to go. And
know,
people don't
yeah.
seem to mind because usually door sales are more expensive
Mm.
in a general sense. You're usually going to pay slightly more on the door. People I don't think seem to care. They just want to be able to make the decision that day
Yeah.
if they want to do it.
Mm. It's so interesting with that though, isn't it? Because like that's like reflecting onto the soon fashion parade that we're throwing as well. Well, we've
Yeah.
sold a few tickets now.
Yeah,
but
you'll
it's
get them
still,
on the
it's-
night.
But it's just like, are they really going to pay another $5 more or $10 more, whatever it is, to actually just like line up on the door? But
Yeah, you will. You probably.
but Perth is like that, I
Yeah.
guess. So
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
you guys ever looked into like doing merch at all? Because I mean, you've got what's your shirt say?
That's just our Bioma hoodies. That was just the crew. Like the four of us had some. Yeah, we had some
Okay.
made. We have thought about it because we've had people asking
Mm.
for hoodies and t-shirts, but we haven't actually done it yet.
Mm.
I
'Cause
know.
I can imagine it's a bit expensive though.
Yeah, it's just investment in it really. But as long as you if you do it wisely, you can make your money back. I know one of the other. Shout out to the Angie Beats boys. Paul
Oh, yeah.
Larko is very hot on his merch. So
Yeah.
they do merch very well.
Those guys are
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Such cool dudes,
Yeah.
honestly, because I had them on here a while ago. And then
Yeah.
actually going to their events, seeing all the kangaroos everywhere and stuff like that. Like,
So they're quite hot on the old
Yeah.
merch train.
they know how to brand themselves,
Yeah.
definitely. But then, so like with the Facebook pages, and like, so you've got Instagram pages for Bioma and Perth House Project, right? But then, how do you go about like growing the audience? Like, what is the process for you guys? Because like, I mean, with people going to the event, then obviously they have a good time, and then they'll probably come back to the event again.
Yeah.
But then, what about the social media growing the audience?
For us, a lot of it is organic at the moment because we haven't got to the point we haven't actually employed anyone professionally to do our social media yet.
Yeah, and that's it. It's so expensive sometimes.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of money involved. So at the moment, a lot of our money just feeds back into the events and doing everything. So yeah, a lot of our growth is just organic. And it's through people we know and people we chat to, and that's...
Do you ever like scroll through the post and then click on the likes and like invite them through the like system?
Well, yes, you can. I mean, I look...
I should really do that too.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah,
I
using
need to be a
Meta,
bit more
you can
proactive.
actually see and invite people to like whoever liked your post who aren't a
Yeah.
follower or, you know. So, but we've grown slowly over like the last 2 years or whatever across
But
both
it takes
social
time.
media
I think
platforms.
it's usually grow taking time, really. And it is organic. I think you're sharing things, or say like DJs you're booking might share things, and then you might get likes that way, or people at your event doing like, that's the best thing. I think people at the event taking as much as like, you know, too much phones in the air. The helpful thing is, you know, if people are at the event tagging, then that can help.
Do we have any comments by the way? Can you pull up the live stream and just see if we've actually got any comments? But then, do you guys get that at your events where people just like, you know, just like Instagram models?
Every event.
Every event. Yeah, because like, have you seen like the funny videos in Ibiza where it's just everyone's on their phone? But like, does it get like that at all for your events sometimes? Where like it's just a whole, you know, 5 or 10 people?
I haven't really noticed it too much.
No.
So we have had a couple of shout outs from Clayton Lynn says, hi Parko, hi Danny.
Oh.
Aaron
Hey, mate.
Mack, who we were speaking about.
Oh, shout out Aaron.
Aaron.
And
Yeah.
shout out Clayton as well.
Oh,
Big
go on,
talent
Aaron.
on tonight. Clayton again, big Anjuna stars.
Clayton's
and,
awesome. I've actually had him on here before.
We've got Matthew
Ditelli, Soul Screen. Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah, had a few.
Yeah, sweet, yeah. Anyone else?
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Ben Chi, Anthony Peno. Yeah.
Hi, lads.
Yeah.
Ben says, hey legends.
Shout
Hey,
out to
Benny.
everyone watching.
Benny boy.
Cheers for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
But then, so like with how many events have you thrown for Bioma then?
I was just thinking about it before when you were counting. I was like trying to work it out.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
oh,
we
it's
got like-
really hard work on a Thursday night.
Yes. It's like just after work, and it's like,
7, 8, 9, 7, 9 or 10.
damn, that's all right.
I think.
And they're
that's
festivals.
Across, no. So it's that split between
Yeah,
city
festivals.
gigs and festivals.
Okay.
So we did our like unofficial festival, which was the one we nearly got blown away at, and then we did our official one in March. But everything else has been either rooftop city gigs or interstates or internationals.
Yeah, okay.
All over. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how long do your events usually go for? Because I mean, you know, you said before they go from like Friday to Monday,
Yeah,
but then
festival is different, but your club nights is like a night.
No,
yeah.
it's
so
just
then
a
like
night.
8 p.m. to like 2 a.m. or something like that, or
Depends on the club, really.
You go late in your
Well,
ones,
it
don't you?
depends. I mean, Max Chapman gig was only 9 till 2, unfortunately.
okay.
It was one of those nights, you know, like sometimes usually I'm like pretty much ready to go home at 2, but no, I could have been there a lot longer that night. It was that vibey. It was that like electric that I literally could have stayed, and I'm usually like, I'm good for bed, 2:30.
What venues have you booked at then? Because Geisha's like 4 a.m. 5 a.m. right? So
Oh yeah, but it was just it was a Sunday.
Bank
So-
holiday, wasn't
well,
it?
no, it's just Sunday hours here.
okay,
Close at 2,
close it too.
unfortunately.
Oh,
But
okay.
look,
Well,
it was
bank
still
holiday
good.
Monday
It was
wasn't
bank
That's why you
holiday,
did it on
yeah,
the Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, because he was on his way back.
So then you've done Geisha then?
Yeah, we've done a couple at Geisha.
Yep.
We did another one in January, which was actually that one night really went off. Sort of unexpected, actually. It was right after New Year's, so I thought, you know, like could go either way. But yeah, it was. We had a lot of people come after Falls Festival, I think, and there was another UV festival in the city. So we had because we had a lot of UV, but that was like that night was great, and like the way the night went music wise was for me. I was like, yeah, this is it was good. It was a really nice journey. and people stayed in. We kept it almost till like.
Can you imagine
close.
it's such a nice feeling when it's just like it's just vibing, everyone's having a good time, and it's just working so well.
Yeah.
Like nothing's going wrong. It's all happening. So but then like
That's what you want. Just what you want, sorry.
What about you, Simon, then? So like what venues have you done?
So I have to remember now. So obviously we're using Golden Boy J Girl for the rooftops. Then we had GMJ and Matter come over from East. I was actually away for that because we were travelling, but that was done downstairs at the Rechabite.
Okay, yeah. So the basement then?
Yeah, the basement one.
Yep.
Then we did the court, the main courtyard at the court.
Really?
For, Marshall and Trail. That was
but
the
then
Anjuna
did that
gig.
finish at like 10 p.m?
Did 10 p.m.
Yeah.
We started at 2 in the day,
It's
2
so-
till 10 because
it's
it was
so-
Sunday.
It's so weird how they do that sometimes, though, 'cause I think they do it on Saturdays as well, don't they?
No, Saturday
The court do
you
till
have to
10
hand
Saturdays.
over after 10. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah, 'cause
stays
they
open,
have-
but you have to hand over to resident DJs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
but
that's
if you
why
do
it's
a-
just so interesting, because then it's like you go from like house or drum
and
bass
it
or
can
whatever it is,
change
and then it
totally.
just goes back into
hip-hop.
Britney Spears and Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah, so next one we use in Old Habits, which is in West Perth.
Old Habits. Can we
Yeah.
look that on it? Old
Yeah,
Habits.
it's
Where's?
the Deck Small Bar, Old
Yeah.
Habits, I think it's
The
called.
deck and,
Yeah, that's where our one on the 29th is. And then
We've
another
had a
venue.
few more shout outs as well.
Oh, we have.
Wow, we have.
Oh. Let's see if you can
Anthony says Glitch Crew says hi.
pull them up over
Hi,
here
Glitch Crew.
so we can see. Shout out to the Glitch Crew.
Glitch.
Glitch Crew. Glitch Crew.
Spit that one out.
Yeah. If you guys want, if anyone's that's watching that wants to come on, just message me and then I'll get you guys on. Like, I'm always looking for new guests. So
Where were we at?
right.
Yeah, so venues. And we've got some other venues that I really can't say anything about.
Yeah, exactly. Shut your mouth, Simon.
The rest of the ones I can't say because we haven't actually announced the art yet.
Watch him go.
But you've got a lot in the works then.
Yeah, we got a fair few. We got a
So
few.
the Old
we got a
Habits.
few events lined up.
Is this a bar? Where's this?
It's in like
It's that logo there. Isn't
Old
it?
Aberdeen Street. It's sort of
No, the other one to the
the
left.
Northbridge side of West
Oh,
Perth.
that one.
At the
That one.
the Grain
Yeah.
Farmer Slip Road. It's like just off there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like West
It's
Perth.
it's a cool, really actually a cool place, and the room. I really like the room. It's red lights, a lot of a warehouse vibe.
Sort of
Okay.
a warehousey vibe, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
But
What's the capacity for that? Like,
250 in the room, isn't it?
Yeah,
Inside.
250 on inside.
And then
yeah,
you've
I
got
think
the outdoor area, which is the deck.
Mhm.
So during summer, they were like serving pizzas. We did an event there, which was
Yeah, that's it.
cool.
Well done.
Yeah, I think it's a great space, actually. I like the space.
wait, scroll through the photos for it.
The outdoor has a bit of like a barley vibe.
Yeah, so like this a great little rooftop for the summer, but
Yeah, in the summer, not for winter.
Smack bang in the winter, so what's it? It's
Yeah.
got a roof on
Well, it
the
might
place,
be
we'll
okay.
right,
It'd
yeah.
be fine in the daytime, but just maybe as it gets really cold at night, it might not be.
So how do you find doing gigs like during the day or out in a rooftop bar or like
I
you know,
love rooftop
outside?
gigs. Yeah,
And then-
daytime. I prefer daytime because that ties in with our festival thing anyway. You know, I prefer being outdoors.
Do you when you go to book the DJs? Do you do? What were you going to say something?
It's like a cool photo from the venue.
Oh, so that's what the entrance is like.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, that's the side. I think that's the side. You've got a side entrance, and then you see around here. Usually, if you're entering, you're going to go round here and up, sort of into the deck, which you can see that wall is like the deck area.
I really want to check this place out. I've never
Yeah, it's
seen
really
this place.
cool.
Has it been
Pizza's
around
nice
for long?
too.
or-
Yeah. It's actually
Um,
been around for a while
yeah.
and it hasn't got long left. I think
Oh.
it's only got
Yeah.
9 months, 10 months left and it's been knocked down.
Really?
So if you want to go, you need to go now.
No way.
You need to go on the 29th of July.
That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, the 29th of July, yeah. Like, I'll see where I'm at. But then
Shameless plug.
yeah, that's it, yeah. So what events coming up then? But then like, what about you, Dani? So like, when you go to pick like a venue, like, do you do many outside gigs or anything like that as well, or is it usually just like intimate club gigs?
Well, yeah, we did one at the Room, which was, at the it was called the Room. That's why I keep calling it the Room. It's the deck.
Oh, the
But
deck,
it's
yeah.
the room and the deck. We did it on the deck.
Yep.
That was cool. I really enjoyed that. It was actually meant to be in the room, but then it ended up being outside. But in the end, it was actually really great. It was really busy too, and a really, really fun vibe. I think, you know, for me, I think the style of music I'm trying to push is best suited in a club.
Yeah.
Low ceilings.
Because would you
sort of
say
grime.
it's more heavier, but more like funky, like? Because like with like a rooftop vibe, I can imagine it's more like, you know, do you ever get the saxophone out or anything like that?
We haven't at our events. At our festival, we actually had a full live band.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so we had a singer. I think there was a guitarist. There was a guy playing keys. I can't remember. There was a fourth piece, and I can't remember what the last one was.
Yeah,
but it's elements we like to have. Is bring a different side in. So as much as when we're in the city, we concentrate on the deep melodic progressive. Our festivals, you've got everything.
Yeah.
There's drum and bass. There's funky house. There's trance. There's techno. There's melodic. There's progressive. There's and
so
then
you
we
keep
have
it
live.
multi-genre
Yeah,
then,
we're more multi-genres. So
Yeah, okay.
and it's a family event as well. So.
Oh really? So you get like
kids there.
yeah, wow, okay.
So Ash, one of the guys that runs it with me, he's got 3 kids.
Yeah, okay.
So and it's important thing for him is to have people there with kids and have a safe space where everyone can enjoy.
Yeah, no, that's really good that you're promoting that.
So if you go that picture there, actually, Marco, click on that, you'll see kids there, and that's a colour party. So it's aligning with what they do in India. It's called the Holi Festival in India.
Holi Festival.
And we've done it at the last 2 festivals. It's coloured powder. That's just food colouring.
Okay.
And you just throw it up in the air, and everyone ends up fully covered in
colour.
and then goes on the rest of the day looking like you've been
okay.
fully covered in it's really fun, really good fun.
But then, so like with your music, then Dani, because you stick to like house, then right? And so then with that, then like, do you ever go? You said it's more suited towards nightclub, so then it's more heavier side then.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say it's more suited for a
just like party. Yeah.
It's just it is what it is. Not that I'm opposed to doing at some point. Obviously not in the winter. Maybe in the summer. Maybe it comes up a daytime event. Like I did really enjoy doing the one, the roof. Not the roof. What's it? The deck.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And actually, to be fair, we still kept it pretty techie, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the sound. Like, to make sure it was like accessible. So familiar vocals popping about, started off a bit more groovier, sort of built it a bit, but didn't completely hold back or anything. But it was also a nighttime event. I've not done a daytime event, so I don't really know what I would do and if I would do it, if I'm honest. That's
the branding behind it then,
right?
right?
Yeah. I probably, if it came up, maybe I wouldn't probably push for it. I wouldn't look for it. If it's something came up, I wouldn't say no. I would see, okay, what can we do with it? But yeah.
Well, look, Ben's recommended you open a Sunday breakfast club.
I love that. We know what we can do with that.
Sunday breakfast.
Good
brunch,
idea.
Some nice tech for a Sunday morning.
Starting at
we need a
7 a.m.
Perth breakfast club. Perth breakfast club.
But then, so like, how do you go about booking your DJs as well? Like, do you have like resident DJs that you'll use for most festivals or
do you
parties?
mean as in local?
Yeah,
or?
like locals. Because then if you get the internationals over, then do you go have like a spreadsheet of DJs and you can go like, well, I think they would be good for this.
We have, Bioma, we have one resident DJ, which is Mike Lane. Yeah, so he's our only resident for ourselves, but because we know so many of the DJs in Perth now, and we generally will, when we book the international or interstate, we'll then just go, okay, where do we want the night to go? How do we want it to progress? Where do we want to start?
Yeah.
So that's, and then we just choose from the people we know what styles they play, and that's how. Well, Ash generally does that a lot. He'll work out where you want the night to go, where you want the music to start and progress to, and that's how you build the night.
Yeah.
Reach out to the DJs. So we don't really have a spreadsheet per se, but it's just in your head. Yeah.
Because that's what I'm trying to get. I'm going to help out with soon, where it's like the DJs that they have had. It's like we can actually record their details and the kind of music that they play, the whole lot.
Yeah.
And then like any DJs that want to play for us, put them in like the new pile and old pile.
Yeah.
So that way it's like if we don't double keep booking old DJs, we can go to a mix of everything.
I think it's important.
How do you go about booking your DJs, Dani?
Well, I mean, like I said, I've not really done so many events yet. Usually the way I've done it so far is it basically when I've been out and I've seen something I really liked, whatever it might
Is
be.
this Mike Lane, just quickly?
No.
Yeah, no,
Promoting someone else.
M-I-K-E.
Okay.
M-I-K-E.
I think that's the Canadian photographer once I got confused about.
Yeah. But sorry, yeah, go on though. So
Yeah, if I've seen people play something that I think it would be good for a night that I'm trying to put on, or the vibe that I'm looking for, I'll generally, if I'm asking them to play, I will say, okay, I've seen you play this set. Something along these lines would be great. So I know a lot of people maybe don't do that. They ask someone to play and they just see what happens, and they let them do whatever. I personally, every event, not that I've done that many events, but the few that I've booked people for, the couple, I have tried to give an overview of like my vision and what this sort of sound I am after. So I am usually, if I've book people, I've seen them play something that is along the lines of what I'm trying to put on. So yeah, I have something to sort of, I guess, work with that. Yeah.
So then, like, how do you go about approaching the DJs then? Like, do you guys just message them, or like do you
half
watch
the time
their
you
set?
know them.
Or that, yeah.
Half the time you sort of know them anyway, so you just everyone's got each other on Facebook anyway.
Yeah.
Or when I haven't, I've just added people. If I haven't known them, I haven't got them on Facebook, just add them and message them.
Yeah, okay. But then do you ever like listen to their SoundCloud or anything, or is it usually just like from seeing them out and being like, damn, that was a good set?
Either or.
For people you don't know,
Yeah,
you'd
you would
probably
look on
ask
SoundCloud.
for SoundClouds, or you sometimes just get people reaching out to you, like especially Bioma. In the last year and a half, we've had quite a few, I don't know the number exactly, but we've had plenty of DJs reach out and go, hey, like, we love what you're doing, here's my SoundCloud, have a listen, let us know.
That's
That's the way to do it.
So,
I've done loads of that.
Really?
Give my SoundCloud, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can imagine that's so heartwarming though. It's like you're
Yeah.
throwing an event and people want to play at your event. So
If you're a DJ and you want to get out there, that's what you got to do, really.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
If you're
yeah.
not, if you're a DJ, obviously you're being booked all the time, that's fine.
don't
But
need
if
to
you're
do it as
not, you
much,
need
but-
to get your name out, and it's about taking the rejections, the knocks, and keep
Yeah.
going. And
That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
Just gotta keep pushing
working,
on.
keep
Yeah.
pushing, have faith in yourself.
Yeah, because like, say I got Ace Bassick on here ages and ages ago, who
Yeah.
used to own Nevermind,
Yeah.
and he said like straight up, where it's like if you want to play at his club, go and hang out and support the club, and
Yeah.
eventually you might bump into him. Then he'd be like, oh, you're a DJ. Oh, that's cool. Like we've got an event coming up. Do you want to go? Like, it's because that's what it comes down to, is supporting each other.
Yeah,
right?
and that's a big part of it, I think, being out and about, which is also hard when there's so many events on. So and when we're starting to get older and more tired.
That's what happens there, right?
Right, you get more tired, and it's harder to be out as much as you were
Yeah.
5 years ago.
That's
Like,
it,
I
yeah.
know it's harder for me to be out all the time. When I lived in Sydney, it wasn't hard. I was like, I go out Friday, Saturday night. I knew everyone. No, I didn't know everyone, but I knew enough people around, constantly out. So it was really easy to start booking a lot of gigs quickly because I was always out. That probably helped.
Yeah.
But I also had a lot more energy
That's
than
it.
I have now.
And that's exactly it's being involved
That's
in the
true.
scene, like
Yeah.
being able to go out to certain events or do this or do that, and then just like hang out with the community, right?
Yeah.
Because like say like one of my old roommates, he wanted to produce music, and so he was really well connected in like the drum and bass and dubstep scene when it was first at Ambar and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he like stopped going, right, and started really honing in on his producing. But he stopped going for about like 9, 11 months, like almost I think like a full year. But then when he went back into the scene, there's so many fresh faces, there's so much going on, and it's like some of the people that he was in the scene with had left the scene. So then it's just always like a revolving door sometimes, right?
Yeah, constantly changing. Because people, I guess, people get older. People's priorities change.
Yeah.
Right, and people people have families, and
Yeah.
eventually all that stuff, and so.
That's it. Yeah.
Or work takes over. That's always a thing.
Families, isn't it? Pets, kids.
Pets, maybe, yeah, whatever you might have.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what happens, and it is hard because you have to, you have to be, you know, you're showing your face, but then sometimes you just don't feel like showing your face.
That's it, yeah.
Sometimes you just need to stay in at home
That's exactly
and not
it.
talk to anyone.
But see, that's like what we were talking about before. Like when you were parking
It's
your
hard.
car, it's like I was quite sick last week, but I was just sitting there on Facebook and Instagram stories being like, I wish I was
Everyone's
out
out.
right now. I wish
Yeah.
I was partying and having a good time, but no, I'm sick. You got to stay inside.
Sometimes you got to give yourself a rest.
You need
That's
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's what people need to realize though, where
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you can just keep going and going and
Yeah,
going.
you can't beat every event.
Yeah, that's it. And you got to have time to rest and recover and the whole
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Because if you keep pushing yourself, you'll burn out. And
That's it.
burnout's a real thing. Like
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
experienced it until the other day, to be honest. Never experienced burnout. But like I was saying to Dani before, like did 17, 12-hour shifts in a month, and then also DJing on the weekend. And then it's like as soon as those 17 shifts were over, I'm just like, nah, I'm sick. I'm not going anywhere. I need to take a break. Never experienced it. It's just so crazy. But so then I was going to ask as well. So with Perth, because I mean we're so isolated in the whole lot, and it's a, you know, small community. What other events do you guys go to like help out, or you know just go and you know just hang out and like you know you're locals in a way? Because if you throw your own events and
Yeah.
your own festivals, then it's like do you gather inspiration from other people's events and like invite people
Yeah,
from
there's
other
still
events?
Plenty of. I mean, it'll be what I'll say is probably different to you, but then there's not. There is overlap, isn't there? So we'd overlap Sonus Soul.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
play.
so.
I
Son
support.
of Soul?
Yeah, that's one of the crews.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Um,
they're really good lads too. They're sound as.
Yeah, yeah,
There for the music.
Yeah, okay.
You-
That's what we like.
yeah. So it's one of the
It's
crews.
a good party.
You go Hush Hush, don't you?
Yeah,
I think
Restless.
Hush Hush
Restless
party
has
or
probably
Restless,
been one of
yeah.
my. I would say Restless is probably one of my most frequented events.
Yep.
I unfortunately arrived just before Nevermind.
Ah.
Just before it sort of closed down. So I used to go. I would end up there usually Friday, Saturday nights.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Sunday going outer because I work Mondays early fitness.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really much of a Sunday one there. I have been to a few movements, but yeah, I didn't get to do a lot of Nevermind. But for me, Restless, when they started coming about, they didn't start coming about until the October of the year that I moved here.
Yeah.
I sort of, you know, they got a good minimal vibe. And I just I like that music. It kind of reminds me of the Sash vibe from Sydney.
Yeah, okay.
So sort of got my fix with that, which is great. So I definitely frequent their events when I can.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to do a lot of Sundays though, which is a bit of an issue for me. If we could do more Saturdays,
Just gotta
that'd
hit
be
up Zach.
great.
Just message Zach and be like, hey,
Yeah,
stop
Zach,
doing Sunday
mate,
gigs.
what is
yeah.
this Sunday business?
Yeah.
Not ideal for me.
Yeah, you heard it from Dani. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you've
but-
got who else?
but-
There's probably I just had in my head saying you've got Above All Else. Obviously, they're doing a lot of good shows at the moment, which
Above all else. Okay.
aligns with similar stuff to what we do. So they've had some great shows so far, and they got some more coming up this year. That's their next one.
That looks pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually.
Just after ours at the end of August. You've got the Elysian guys. They put on
Yeah.
awesome shows as well.
Elysian,
So
okay.
yeah, they put on lots of good shows. And you've got boys who have just started.
How do you you spell
You just go down third one down.
A third one.
Third
then?
one
Yeah,
down.
you're there.
music,
That's
okay.
it. Yeah, they're always. They also love a Sunday too, though. What's this?
Yeah, they do like a
Who
Sunday.
are these people who like Sundays?
I think there's a lot of people who probably just don't work.
I'm a
Monday.
Saturday. I know. What do you do on Mondays?
You just got to message
All you
them.
guys who go on Sunday, what do you do on Mondays? I'd love to know.
They're just hungover.
I know. Look, I've got to show up for my job, which is annoying.
Yeah, but there's quite a good number of crews in Perth who are like doing things.
You got
like
Lockdown.
Yeah.
Got a shout out to
Lockdown.
Jerry at Lockdown. He always puts on a great party, great events. They're all at Geisha, all of his events. So I think it's LDP. It's actually really hard to find on Facebook. I think you look up LDP Perth.
that's an issue. Jerry needs to
Yeah.
be easy to find, brother. Needs to be easy to find.
Yeah, so he's been doing lots of bits.
What
Obviously,
else we
he did Max Chapman with us, so that was mint. But yeah, his other parties.
We've already
are
mentioned
good.
the Yanji Beats boys. They were
yeah.
done. Concept.
And that's it with
some
Hush
good
Hush
gigs as well.
Hush Hush for a mint party. They're all the warehouse vibe, beach parties. I mean, their beach parties go off.
Do you guys have you ever tried to throw a beach party at all, or?
No,
Not yet. We haven't. I went to the Hush Hush one. That was pretty good. We haven't done it yet. There is talks of maybe doing one at some stage, but yeah, we haven't braved it yet.
Yeah.
We haven't braved it yet.
Yeah, because
So,
like, you imagine all sand everywhere and
Well,
electronics
yeah,
and
but, you know,
speakers.
yeah,
and
there is
like-
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can blow everything out afterwards, you know.
That is true, yeah.
Compressed air, just blow all the sand blows out.
But I mean, like, if you've got a sub playing and then you get
Yeah.
Just
I
like
think
a
you'd
gust
try
of
and
wind.
choose somewhere that was a bit isolated,
that's it, yeah.
at least from the wind.
It's
Anyway,
a pretty
'cause we
cool
are in a-
place at Mele, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it. Like, it's so interesting looking at the Perth scene and all the events that are happening and stuff like that, because, like, you know, illegal raves or like events at nightclubs and festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, we've got such a thriving community.
Yeah.
But then we're still so small compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, I was
Yeah.
talking to someone from Melbourne yesterday, and he was saying how they've got, like, you know, there's a group of his mates that have like a truck that folds out with PAs and speakers and the whole lot. It's actually one of Marco's mates, and then it's like in Melbourne.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
and so
They're
then.
so cool over there.
But that's it. It's like they'll rock up to a place and they'll just unload like that, and then they just start playing music. But as soon as they hear cops, it's like, oh, back in the truck,
Really? Oh,
and then they just bugger off after that. So
amazing. I bet that's happening a lot. I bet that's all around Brunswick.
in Brunswick.
Fitzroy, I reckon.
But it's so interesting because, like, with Perth, it's like these raves and stuff like that don't really get shut down, like, ever.
No,
No,
it's
no,
the bush
There's
stuff.
actually loads of beach parties that happen.
Yeah.
Beach parties have
Techno,
quite a few
the Techno
going.
Massive are doing
you're doing
instant
another
But
Techno
like, the
Massive are
cops
doing a
just
lot.
don't rock up. Don't touch wood, but
Well,
but you
yeah,
know,
no.
like,
They pretty much say like the Rangers will go along as long as there's no trouble.
mm,
And I think when it gets to daylight again and people start rocking up to sunbathe,
Yeah.
as long as you clear up and pack up, then
yeah,
as long as you clear up and don't leave a mess, and you know people can't hear the music, say on the road or where if there's as long as there's no residents complaining about noise, then
yeah. See,
it's
I
not
heard
generally a problem.
I heard rumors that there was the Kings Park rave a couple of years ago, and it was so much fun. Like, I didn't go.
Wow,
or
yeah.
Oh
anything,
yeah.
like,
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
but it's like
I
with
was meant to go to that.
but with the night though, the garbage man rocked up. That's it.
Yeah.
And people just went and offered him a
Right.
beer.
But I guess
Yeah.
the park is so dense. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that.
But then with that, it's just Perth's got such a great community where we don't dob on each
You
other
don't
for
have
that
as much
sort of
police
stuff.
Yeah.
presence as
Yeah.
you would, especially compared to Sydney.
Yeah, but that's it because it's more condensed, double the population, and then
Yeah.
it's just like our community is just like, well, shit, that looks like fun. I'll go join in. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's
I remember
it.
going to a rave in Sydney. Fuck, where was it? In what park is that again? I've completely blanked on the park.
No.
But I remember it was on Christmas, and I woke up. It was just like bushes everywhere, bruises everywhere. 'Cause it had been really hard to get out of there.
Okay. Yeah. But
Had
so
to go to
you
work.
walked in, walked out, and then
No, I went in. And I did my thing. I partied.
Yeah.
And then was obviously leaving, but I'm like tripping up and falling everywhere. Literally woke up with my alarm was going off to go to work, and it was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, literally bushes all through me.
Oh, really?
Bruises. That one didn't get closed. Oh no, that one did get closed down.
Oh,
That's why we
did
had
it?
to leave.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they all get
But
closed
see,
down.
that's
in
why
Sydney.
Sydney's not cool like us.
Yeah, no,
like-
they all do. Any legal thing. Well, when I was there, I used to get closed down. Yeah, but there's a police presence is very high there.
Yeah. But so we're running out of time.
Yeah.
So we've only got like maybe 5 or 10 minutes left. But I was going to ask, so like, what's happening in the future? There's stuff that you can't release yet, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But big
Well.
things in the works, though, right?
We've
Like,
got quite a few events coming up. Obviously, the one at the end of July. We got one in.
be
Is
careful
it
now.
Well, no. To
I
be
know,
fair,
it's
it
gonna
was
get shot.
announced by the artist. So as much as we hadn't announced the event,
Yeah, people
it
might
was
not have
actually
seen it here
announced
yet.
by the artist already. So
Yeah.
I won't say anything more because you might
Yeah.
not have seen it. But if
Yeah.
people are anywhere near Anjuna or something online, you probably know because it was launched by the artist that he was coming to Perth with
That's
our
the-
name next to it.
Yeah,
on the
that's pretty
flyer.
cool, though.
So yeah, that was.
I can imagine that's so cool, though, as well. It's like an
Yeah.
international artist from Europe or America or
Yeah,
wherever.
South
and it's
America,
like, yeah, South America. And it's like they've got their image. And it's got your little logo next to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
Come
that's
up.
us.
Yeah.
Like,
But we were like, it's one of them. You're like, yeah, can't wait to announce, and then you're like,
Dream
oh,
done,
yeah,
dream
he's
done.
already done. Like,
stole that away from us.
Yeah.
But we got more to do. So, but yeah, all of those is just in the pipe works until those artists decide to announced their tours before us.
Yeah. And then what about you, Dani, as well?
So we've got next week at the Lady Precinct
Yep.
with the guys from Bioma. I don't know if I said that correctly. I
Bioma,
apologise if
okay,
I've
yep.
not. Bioma? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have trouble even spelling it if I'm honest, but I think I've got it
Can we pull that
now.
one up as well, Marco?
I keep
that's the one there?
trying to
yeah.
find trying to tag their account. I keep spelling it wrong, but
Bioma?
Bioma.
Is that an
I mean,
I next to the
look,
A?
my accent is not right.
Classic song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bioma.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think we'll ignore my accent on that. It's really bad.
Copyright, Simon.
That's it.
Not with my voice, mate. There's no copyright.
Wait, can you go into Google and see if you can do the pronunciation thing?
Get Google to
we
say
get to the
it.
bottom of this. Bailamos? Balamos? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
The I would be silent.
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, we've got that.
So that's next week then, yeah?
so next Friday. And there is
See?
international in the pipeline for December.
What, sorry?
There's a little international in the pipeline. Again,
Ooh.
I'm not going to say the name
Very
yet.
exciting, yeah. Until the
with,
artist releases it before you, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll that'll be with Zach from Restless. So,
Sweet.
which is someone who's I've been
Fortunately
following
not.
for years.
Fortunately
Keeps
not.
coming up Enrique, so...
Yeah,
Okay.
Bailamos.
Alright.
I reckon Bailamos, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Bailamo.
Are you saying Enrique's at the Leaderville Hotel?
yeah. Oh my God. Why haven't we all heard about this?
If only it was not Iglesias,
such
not
a fan.
Enrique, but actual Iglesias.
But no, that's fair then. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Someone I've been following for years, and he is gonna, give. I reckon he's like what I would call like really up and coming in a very big way.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, from
But
the
isn't
UK.
that so cool though as well? Have you done the same thing with like your events where like you've booked an artist and then a couple of years down the track they're doing a world tour or something like that? Like, or not a world tour, but
Well,
like
I mean, he is
European.
doing- He's
Yeah,
doing-
world tour. But I mean, like they've blown up tenfold, or like gone and played Tomorrowland or Ultra or something like that. Or
Well,
Yeah,
I
well, no,
mean-
yeah, well, we.
or have you booked artists that have already played it?
Yeah, well, I was
Ultra?
saying Max Chapman's already played, not even Ultra, but he's already played massive events.
Yeah.
So he was already
Okay.
there. But I think still, like, I think, for the scene here, like, for me, Max Chapman is a huge name, but in terms of in Perth in general, he's not really probably that much of a big name. Is that, even though in my world, he's like
Yeah,
a
but
god.
That's what's so silly though. Like I talk about it so often on the podcast, but we're in such a weird bubble, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
kids are still listening to Flow Rider Low and Temperature by Sean Paul.
I think it's just Australia, though. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
I think Melbourne's probably a well, I think maybe it's still Australia, though, because the general population, you've got the people who like certain things and, different facets of underground
different
and stuff.
genres and
But,
all
yeah.
sorts. But then it is just so funny how we've got like house music. And it's like it's so big in Europe and like techno
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, and it's just
so
smaller
big
here.
everywhere else,
Yeah.
but it's tiny here.
Yeah.
But it's growing though.
It's growing, and the thing is, you bring people over, and you want people to come and see someone
Hey,
they
speak
didn't
more
know.
into the mic just because of the rain.
Oh,
No.
you want people to come in and see someone they didn't know, and didn't even know who they were, and then all of a sudden they know them.
Yeah.
This is my experience. One of my favorite DJs, Lapman. I saw him in Chinese Laundry when one of the first times I went to China. Actually, and you know what? It was the first time I actually went to Chinese Laundry. No, it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. But he, to this day, is still one of my favorite DJs. I seen him in Chinese Laundry, and you know what? We had there was no people, barely anyone there, because
Yeah,
they didn't
okay.
know who he was.
Yeah.
But now him to come over would be huge.
Yeah.
But five years ago at Chinese Laundry, not so much.
See, that's how it is. As I said, like the artist gets bigger and bigger and more
Yeah.
popular,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, I knew about them before anyone else. Like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, that'll be R squared. Watch it. Number one fan, me.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's bucketing down with rain.
I know. Oh, I
Great
don't
time
wanna-
to finish up.
Yeah,
That's it.
Great time to send us out of here.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Did you bring an umbrella? no,
No, I drove.
Well,
That's right. It's fine.
yeah.
Joking.
No, but thank you guys so much for coming on.
Pleasure. No,
No, it's
thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us on.
It's good.
And I'm glad you came on as well, Simon. Like, it's good to have nightclubs and then festivals at the same time. It's
Yeah.
like the two different worlds just merging together. Like,
Melodic
bit of
and
contrast.
prog.
yeah.
What's melodic? What's
Melodic
prog?
prog and the stuff
So
that you
it
do.
sounds all the
whatever that
same.
is.
Yeah. But no, that's awesome. Oh yeah, and so we should just quickly plug the soon fashion after party as well.
Yeah,
So you're playing as well, Dani, right?
I am, yeah.
And so what time are you playing on that?
11 till 12. And apparently I have to dress up.
Yeah.
Someone didn't
Everyone's
tell
gotta
me
dress
that
up?
memo.
Also, like,
I'm gonna need some help. I'm gonna need someone to
well,
dress
just
me.
like the picture. Like,
Maybe. Actually, I've got a funky blazer. I could do.
yeah. So,
I just need some help with that.
so do you know about the theme for it? Because like it's high
High fashion.
high fashion.
Well, I mean, I
But-
think about Major, and I think probably this
Yeah,
is the theme. So
that's it. But
I'm going to top that.
Have you seen like what the original inspiration was from at all?
No.
But have you ever seen the Balenciaga meme at all? So Balenciaga is a terrible fashion company, right? Terrible. But they started like doing these AI adverts. Can you look up the Harry Potter one if you can, and then unmute the desktop audio and then play it? You guys will laugh. It's just like basically we just joked about it in the group chat, and then it's like this is what we're doing now. So it's just it's weird,
Yeah, well, that's all
but
right.
it's going to be a really fun event.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So yeah, do Harry Potter by Balenciaga, and then crank that. Yep, full screen, and then also unmute the desktop. Yep.
You are Balenciaga, Potter.
Accio Balenciaga.
So the thing is none of these images are real. This is all
Oh, it's all
AI.
AI.
So when you
I've
click the
never
different
used
button,
this
then
AI
it skips it.
before.
But that's it. So like all they've done is they've fed it like Fred and George picture,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, a picture of Fred and George, and then say make them in leather jackets, and then there you go.
Dobby with Balenciaga. Dobby is free.
See, like none of this is real. So we saw this, we were laughing about this. So they were like, let's throw an
There's
event
some
like
who'll hold it against Balenciaga, but they're not worth bothering with.
So
I thought that was Aquaman.
no, it's Hagrid.
He's not a Harry Potter fan.
Close.
Doesn't.
But like you can see, it's like they're just blinking though,
Balenciaga.
and look at the mouths. The mouths are off.
He's got some high cheekbones.
I know, he's got some chisel jawline in.
But see, this is what we're aiming for.
What's
life without a little Balenciaga?
But it's just so silly because like Balenciaga, they'll sell a normal shirt for $400. Like it is
my past, my present, my future.
like it's more pricey than like Dolce & Gabbana and stuff like that because it's more of like an exclusive fashion wear. But at the same time, it's like they've done some very
Crazy
evil
shit.
things in the
All
past.
this
So
time?
Always.
Is that Neo?
Snape. So yeah, that's
You
it.
are Balenciaga,
Yeah, you can
Harry.
pause it now. But then if you go back to the Facebook event, and so then that's where it's like, you know, that's what the theme is. So we're doing a full catwalk. We're doing a full
Yeah.
fashion runway.
I don't have to be part of that, do I?
No,
That's all right.
you
Thank
should
God
be.
for
You know,
that.
if you
Oh, I
want, like, if you want Simon, you should get up there.
I think Simon could do it.
Pardon?
He could do it, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, Simon, we'll sign you up.
Put a horse's head
Yeah.
on.
He'd love it.
I actually bought a horse's head,
Yeah.
like an actual mask, and so that's going to be one of the things where someone's going to walk down, hopefully not trip over.
Yeah.
Can you play the promo video for it as well? Because Mitch did like, it's funny because Mitch did a very interesting job where he's just like clashed a whole bunch of like. So as what we pulled up before, but yeah, play this and then full screen this.
That would
Saves
that
it.
that,
Saves
Oh, yeah,
it.
so
that would be me on there.
Yeah, just press that. Yeah.
No, I'm down. Oh, she just got pulled off.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Both of them. Oh, that's mirror in it. Oh, God, my ass is sore. And
Yep. So we're doing that then. So that's going to be the week after your event on
Yep.
the 7th of July. And
Yes.
so what date is your event?
On the 30th of June. So
30th
it's-
of June. Yeah.
Yeah. Next Friday.
We don't need to watch that.
don't need to watch that one.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. But yeah, so that's coming up. And then also your other events as well. So, you know, anyone watching, come to all of our events. Like, it'll
Busy
be
few
fun.
months,
Like,
busy rest of the
Yeah.
year ahead.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
We're gonna have a well, for the next one we're gonna have quite an eclectic mixture of music. So, not
Well, for
sort
your
of,
event or?
yeah, for the next one, not so much, you know, underground tech. A little more accessible, a little more fun. Is the plan for that one for us, and then you've got techno. You've even got some prog in the other room. Bit of
Look at
funky.
Simon's eyes light up.
Yeah.
Might come along.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Not like you don't go to every single event anyway, right?
We'll just leave that.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. So if you know, like an eclectic range of music, this is the event for you.
Yep.
That's what I would say.
Yep.
High vibes
And
all
the
night.
same thing for Bioma as well, for a family friendly festival. It sounds amazing. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's good. Everyone's
also
welcome to come along. Same space.
progressive as well at Old Habits. So
Yeah, and that's the next one.
yeah,
Be there or be square.
that's it. All right, well, cheers so much for coming on, you guys.
Thanks,
Pleasure.
Alex.
Cheers,
This
Alex.
has
Thank
been
you very much.
It's been a good episode. It's been a lot of fun. So, and
No
I'm
worries.
glad we finally got it sorted because
We
it's
did
like
it.
the third time lucky. So
Anticipation was killing me.
that's yeah. Anyway, so yeah, cheers so much for coming on,
Thank you.
and then I'll see you guys probably at the next event anyway, or the next
Yeah, well, I mean,
next party.
I'll
For
see you in
sure.
Lady.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right.
Right.
I didn't show you how to sign off. Oops.
Didn't,
Oops.
but,
So all you do
we
is,
go to you, I'm guessing.
yeah, I guess you go to me. Yeah. Go. We'll say see you later. Go to both screens, and then we got to wave, right? And then after we wave, we go to the black screen. All right. We'll see you guys later on.
Cheers.
Sequence?
Pardon?
Ending sequence?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Click that one. Yeah. And then turn the mics off as well, because I think they can still hear.